well-known scientist, some say it was Bertrand Russell, once gave a public lecture on astronomy. He described how the Earth orbits around the Sun and how the Sun, in turn, orbits around the center of a vast collection of stars called our galaxy. At the end of the lecture, a little old lady at the back of the room got up and said, "What you have told is total rubbish. The world is really a flat plate supported on the back of a giant tortoise." The scientist gave a superior smile before replying, "What is the tortoise standing on?" She replied, "You're very clever. Young man, you're very clever," said the old lady, "but it's turtles all the way down." Most people think that the picture of a universe as an infinite tower of tortoises or turtles is rather ridiculous. But why do we think we know better? What do we know about the universe and how do we know it? Where did the universe come from and where is it going? Did the universe have a beginning? And if so, what happened before then? What is the nature of time? Will it ever come to an end? Can we go back in time? Recent breakthroughs in physics, made possible in part by fantastic new technologies, suggest answers to some of these long-standing questions. Someday, these answers may seem as obvious to us as the Earth orbiting the Sun, or perhaps as ridiculous as a tower of turtles. Only time, whatever that may be, will tell. Before we move on, I would like you guys to hit a pause and please subscribe to the channel. It's free of cost and you can always change your mind. And yes, what a way to start the Booktube journey yet again with an extract from a new genre, science and fiction. The very first books that we touched upon on this channel. And it's a person we all adore and admire. The man who changed the world of cosmology even after facing so many difficulties and illnesses. It's me, Prithvish Chandler, the co-founder of Booktube, back after a long time. I hope you're up to date with the socials. The links will be up on your screen and also the video description. And I hope you guys are following us through this. Now let's move on to the second extract from the book. Find ourselves in a bewildering world. We want to make sense of what we see around us and to ask, what is the nature of the universe? What is our place in it? And where did it and we come from? Why is it the way it is? And to try to answer these questions, we adopt some world pictures. Just as an infinite tower of tortoises supporting the flat earth is such a picture, so is the theory of superstrings, or the theory of quantum chromodynamics. Both are theories of the universe. Through the latter is much more mathematical and precise than the former. Both theories lack observational evidence. No one has ever seen a giant tortoise with the earth on its back, but then no one has seen a superstring either. However, the tortoise theory fails to be a good scientific theory because it predicts that people should be able to fall off the edge of the world. And this has not been found to agree with experience. Unless that turns out to be the explanation for the people who are supposed to have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. The earliest theoretical attempts to describe and explain the universe involved the idea that events and natural phenomena were controlled by spirits with human emotions, who acted in a very human-like and unpredictable manner. These spirits inhabited natural objects like rivers and mountains, including celestial bodies like the rotation of the sun and the moon. They had to be placated and their favor sought in order to ensure the fertility of the soil and the rotation of the seasons. But gradually, it may have been noticed that there were certain regularities. The sun always rose in the east and set in the west, whether or not a sacrifice had been made to the sun god. Further, the sun, the moon, and the planets followed precise paths across the sky that could be predicted in advance with considerable accuracy. The sun and the moon might still be gods, but they were gods who obeyed strict laws, apparently without any exceptions, if one discounts stories like that of the sun stopping for Joshua. And at first, these regularities and laws were obvious only in astronomy and a few other situations. and it did not specify the initial configuration of the universe. But soon, we start to understand that it does, in fact, specify the evolution of the universe precisely, given its configuration at one particular instance. We come to an end of this session with an explanation of the scientific method and hypothesis testing and what separates a scientific theory from the others. And yes, it is none other than the book The Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. It's from the Big Bang to the black holes, and it was first published in 1988. And it's a book on theoretical cosmology by the English physicist. Hawking wrote the book for readers who had no prior knowledge of physics. And in the book, A Brief History of Time, Hawking writes in non-technical terms about the structure, origin, development, and eventual fate of the universe, which is the object of study of astronomy and modern physics. He talks about basic concepts like space and time, basic building blocks that make up the universe such as quarks and leptons, and the fundamental forces that govern everything, the four fundamental forces such as gravity. He writes about cosmological phenomena such as the Big Bang and the black holes. He discusses two major theories, general relativity and quantum mechanics, that modern scientists use to describe the universe. And finally, he talks about the search for a unifying theory that describes everything in a universe in a coherent manner. It's a definite read, and for every reader who has no prior knowledge of physics, no prerequisites. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for sticking with me. It's been a long time, but yes, we'll be more consistent with uploads. Stay tuned and keep enjoying books. A happy week ahead from my side. Cheers and namaste.